last couple of days of training camp, what do you think that you've done to actually develop your game, and what has the offseason taught you about the type of player you're capable of being in this league?
Yeah, this offseason, I was just really working on getting my body right, getting my strength up, just working on strength and agility. So I feel like I'm definitely seeing that on the court. And then just me personally being out there, just taking on that leadership role with a lot of our veterans not here yet. So just really taking a leadership role and helping all the younger teammates out and helping them understand what we're doing.
And what are your thoughts on the rookies that the coaching staff for the Connecticut Sun picked up this WNBA draft?
Yeah, training camp is really competitive. We have all really, really great players out here competing, and so far we've only had 2 practices, but they've been really great and really competitive. So it's going to be a battle to the end.
Appreciate your insight. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lila, go ahead.
Hey, Natisha, hope you're doing well. I'm Lila. I'm going to be covering you guys for the Hartford Current. On draft night, Curt kind of talked about how having some of the veterans not there last year allowed you to, get a lot more reps and get more confidence. Just, how did that help throughout the season, and how are you carrying that now into training camp this year?
Yeah, I would just say my confidence, playing in Russia, I came back early, so I had a lot of time to just focus on me, myself, have a little mental break. So I feel like right now my confidence is through the roof right now, and like I said, I'm super excited for the best to get back so we can have our full squad and see what we're really gonna look like. So I would just say that with everybody not being here, it really just makes me step up and be a leader.
And for you for this season, what are your goals both for the team and for yourself personally?
Well, first and foremost, we want to hang that banner up in here. That's really what we've been trying to do. That's our end goal, but at the same time, we're not trying to look too far ahead. We're just trying to take it day by day, practice by practice, game by game. But at the end, our goal is to win a championship. And then, personal goals, I just want to contribute to the team in any possible way. I think that's going to be a really important role for me, is really stepping up this year and doing what I'm capable of.
John, go ahead.
Hi, Natisha. It's John from Global Traveler. In your 4th season, as you enter your 4th season, how do you think you've changed or improved as a player over the 3 seasons?
I just say you know how they say what's that saying, as you get older you get wiser. So I just think that I'm really seeing the game better and just understanding things better, and really my basketball IQ is going up.
Thank you.
Pepper?
Hi, Natisha. I hope training camp is going really well. I do have a non-training camp related question. This is the first season that ESPN is doing a fantasy WNBA. I was just trying to get a feel for how the players are feeling about this, so I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think it's really cool. It's like you said, it's the first time it's happening, and I think that it's going to bring more attention to us and hopefully just draw more people in to support us, watch us, and all of that. So I think it's really cool.
All right, thank you.
Isis?
Hey, Natisha, I'm Ice. I'll be the analyst for you guys this year, so I'll see a lot of you and talk to you. I really wanted to ask you, since you were playing in Russia and you've been home early, do you feel differently going into this training camp? Obviously, just more rested, maybe mentally and physically, but how do you feel like that has helped or hurt you this season?
No, I would say that it 100% helped me, because one of my downsides was always just not really being stronger, strong enough. So every day I was just in the weight room, just lifting, like I said, working on my strength and my agility. And the first two days of training camp, I'm really seeing just me being explosive and just up and down the court flying. So I would just say that that's really just helped me a lot.
Thank you.
Any last questions for Natisha? All right.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all can see the arm hanging a little bit. See shoulders, yeah.
All right, we have Jordan Lewis. Go ahead, Pepper.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. You're still muted, Pepper.
Okay, my bad. Hi, Jordan. I hope training camp's going really well. I know you haven't been in training camp very long, but what has it been like so far for you as a rookie?
It's been good. I feel like it's been competitive from the start. So I think that's something that you always want when you have a training camp and you're bringing people in. Obviously, I had Coach Nikki as a coach prior to this, so she has been in the Connecticut Sun system, and so we kind of do a lot of similar things at Baylor. So it's been pretty good, but just a good experience to be around a lot of good basketball players.
All right, thank you.
Rafiq, go ahead.
This is Ralph. We can nothing but that sports talk. I cover the WNBA and a lot of other sports. I just want to ask you, the first few days of the training camp, what is some constructive criticism that Coach Miller told you about and how you help yourself become a better basketball player?
I think on the defensive end, just being more physical, because obviously every time you take a step forward to the next level, it's going to be faster and more physical. So just being more physical on defense and offense, not getting pushed off my spot and just kind of competing every day.
And Isis, go ahead.
Hey, Jordan, wanted to know if anyone has kind of put you under their wing yet. I know all the vets aren't there, but obviously there are some, and just want to know if anyone has just made sure that you've been all right, kind of been giving you a little extra advice on the court, little help.
I feel like everyone's been pretty vocal. Obviously, Courtney herself is just a vocal person in general and always wanted to compete and the best for her team and things. So I just think all the vets who are here and who have played on this team have been helpful. And I just think it creates healthy competition. So.
Thanks.
And Lila, go ahead.
Hey, Jordan, hope you're doing well. Kind of, going off that, is there anything in particular that kind of any of those vets have said or anything they've done in particular that's, kind of helped you these first couple of days?
I feel like just reminding me of something or telling me where to be, whether it be defense or offense, and just kind of like translating everything from college to like the next level and what's different about it and stuff. So I think mainly that, and also like being good at what I'm good at. So not like shying away from shooting the ball or doing things that I've been doing my whole life.
What kind of has been that, biggest difference for you so far?
I mean, not much has changed. As I mentioned, I had Nikki as a coach. She was on this staff. So there's a lot of similar things. I just think the players in general and the knowledge on the court is so big and everyone knows so much. So just trying to take in whatever they can teach me.
Isis, go ahead.
What instruction, if any, have you gotten specifically from Coach Curt?
I mean, yesterday there was a play on defense where I should have been at the nail and I was kind of dropping off to another location. So just being in the right places defensively. Obviously, everyone has their own defensive philosophies and they change according to like which team you go to. So just being in the right places for defense and making open shots.
Gotcha.
And Brendan.
Hi, Jordan. Nice to talk to you. Do you get the sense out of the gate, just what is the atmosphere like from a championship mindset? Are you already sensing that so far out of the gate, just the intensity of the goal being a championship?
Yeah, I think everyone here is very committed. That was very evident when I walked in. I also think it was very evident that it's one whole group together, like it's one family. Nobody's going their separate ways or leaving each other out. So I think even being a rookie and being the first time on the court with these people and the coaches, like everyone is taking you under their wing. They want you to buy into what their system is and understand that it's competitive and you have to compete to be a part of the team. So just being connected as like one unit, I feel like is the biggest thing.
And is that not necessarily seamless, but having those same expectations at Baylor, does that make it easier, or is it still a very new experience, even though you did have those same kind of expectations in college?
I feel like it's similar. I think there's obviously differences. Not everything is exactly the same, but the concept of having one unit trying to achieve one goal is important. And so it's going to be important at every level to have that unity within your organization and have the coaches have the same support that they have for their players and the players support the coaches. So I just think having a winning mindset, it starts with having one common goal in your team.
We have Nia Clouden for you. Go ahead, Pepper.
Hi, Nia. It's great to see you. I know you haven't been in training camp very long, but what has it been like for you so far as a rookie?
It's just been like a really big learning experience, having to learn a lot of like new plays, new defense, and getting to know some people. So just a really big learning experience, and I'm just trying to take it all in.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Kayla.
Hey Nia, Kayla here with WNBA Lead. Through the first 2 days of camp, I was wondering if you had that moment where it really kind of hit you and sunk in that you're at a WNBA training camp, whether it was maybe you got hit by a hard screen or someone kind of put you in the weight room that made you realize how much different it is from college to the pros. Just kind of wondering if you had that moment yet.
Yeah, I've kind of had it already. Kind of yesterday on my first day, I noticed that like trying to get through screens is like way different, way harder, like 10 times harder. So just really the physicality and the strength of everybody and the pace of the game was kind of when I realized like, man, this is way different. So definitely today and yesterday, but adjusting on the fly.
Go ahead, Isis.
Hey, Nia, what are you looking to bring to this team?
I'm just looking to bring energy and be a spark for however long I'm in or in camp. Just competing against people, making everybody better, getting better myself, and just being somebody who's a sponge and learns a lot. That's really just what I'm trying to bring is be a spark plug and bring energy.
Yeah, you talked about how it's already been a big learning experience for you and learning new plays, defenses, et cetera. What kind of grounds you when you're starting to feel like, okay, the rookie is hitting, how do you kind of get back to center and feel grounded and like, okay, I am where I'm supposed to be. I can do this.
Yeah, I just really try to like ask questions and have the coach explain stuff to me so that, the next play I can get out there and do it right and not have to worry about it. But really, it's just really about paying attention and trying to focus in on everything that's going on and just being confident in yourself. Because there'll be times where it's like you're a rookie, you made a mistake, but at the end of the day, you'll be okay. And knowing that I belong here. So just staying confident.
Yeah. And last one, what's kind of the tone that Coach Curt has set from yesterday and today?
Yeah, he's definitely really setting the tone on defense. We want to be a really good defensive team. And also on offense, just picking up the pace and playing fast. So we've been working on, our defensive gaps and rotations and help and stuff like that. And then offensively, just picking up the pace and really just competing every play is what he's stressing on.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Lila.
Hey, Nia, hope you're doing well. You mentioned kind of trying to ask questions and things like that. I mean, what have been those things that you've been asking, Curt or other players about, and how has that helped you?
Yeah, everybody's been really helpful. Most of the questions I just have are like, for somebody to explain a specific part of a play or for someone to help me better on defense with my foot angles or getting over to just see where I can improve and just picking people's brain because it's really just a really big learning process. So picking the coach's brain and seeing what they want me to improve and how I can do things better is just really what I've been focusing on when asking them questions.
And, you mentioned kind of wanting to, bring that energy and spark just in terms of like, camp itself. What are your goals and in terms of improving for the camp and kind of what you want to show the coaching staff?
Yeah, my goal is just to get better and make the people around me better just by competing every day, running my lanes hard and doing what coach asks me to do. I think that really covers it. Just try to keep it really simple and stay confident and keep things simple as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brendan, go ahead.
Hi, Nia. Nice to meet you. More specifically about defense, because Connecticut is a very defensive-oriented basketball team. I'm sure as you're aware, just a couple days into camp. But what specifically has stood out to you in terms of differences from college to maybe this level? I know it's only been a few days, but what has jumped out to you from how to be a really good defender in Curt's system?
Yeah, the main thing I really noticed here with like the defensive system we've been implementing and learning is that the help is already built in. So it's really just about being able to recover and being able to play the angles on the closeout. And really it's just about effort, guarding your yard each way and just competing. I think most of it is just about competing.
And then just another follow-up about something you said about energy and spark. There's got to be, I would imagine there's there's probably a balance, right? Where you know you're a rookie, you want to know your role, but you also want to show that you have confidence, right? So how do you balance those two things so early on when you're trying to kind of stay even keeled?
Really, I think like, well, at least offensively and defensively, it's just like going with the flow and not trying to force things. Like obviously in college, I came from, being the best player, blah, 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 blah. But here it's just a really big learning experience and watching the vets in front of me and then listening to the coaches and just doing what I can and not forcing the issue, but also staying aggressive at the same time.
Hey, Curt, Kayla here with WNBA Lead. In a press conference shortly after the acquisition of Courtney, you spoke about how picking up the pace of play was going to be a point of emphasis this upcoming season, where last season you were a much more slow-paced, deliberate team by design. So just wondering if you start to kind of see that come to fruition at all through the first 2 days of camp.
Yeah, Kayla, certainly with the return of Courtney Williams to the roster and expected healthy Alyssa Thomas, as you knew, our pace was last in the league last year by intention and by design. So we really want to pick up the pace. It's our word this year. It's part of our pillar. And because of the acquisition of Courtney, because of a healthy AT, can really be an engine for us and another facilitating person in transition. With that said, we're not going to go away with the intent. We've got to play through the paint. We have all-star post players everywhere. We got the MVP and JJ, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Jones. We've got to play through the bigs and have intent to play through the paint. So we started from day one in camp to try to create the pace and the tempo that we want to play at. And that's improved pace, but it does not take away from our intent to play through the paint, play trying to have efficient basketball, high efficiency.
Alexa, go ahead.
Hey, Curt, good to see you. I wanted to ask you what it was like to have JJ in camp finally, and just knowing that she wasn't rushing back from Russia because of obviously the situation over there. Did you sense any difference in her? Was she a little bit more rested physically, mentally, and just where is she at right now, given that she's had a little bit more of a break and can actually, when's the last time she was in training camp for you guys? It's probably been a while, right?
Alexa, I'm not going to take the smile off my face the entire day. JJ's in camp. We're in day 2 and JJ's in camp. Are you kidding me? I can't remember the last time JJ was in camp. And I say that with a smile and a selfishness. And then obviously just a terrible situation, Russia and Ukraine, and with the Russian league shutting down. JJ with a very, very lucrative contract with her club in Russia. So I don't minimize that, that I feel, devastated for JJ. Selfishly though, she was able to get home to the Bahamas. She was able to spend time in Atlanta with family. So she comes in and you can feel a pep in her step, I feel like she's in a good place mentally. And she just changed the whole vibe today in day 2. Her presence, her leadership, you could feel her voice. She's an MVP. And there's even some wide eyes around our training camp, as our team is watching her, as some of the rookies who have not really seen her play in person or up close or played with her. So it was a remarkable first day. I pinched myself how lucky we are to have her in camp and her leadership. And hopefully what that could lead to. But she's just such a great person beyond, one of the best, or if not the best player in the world. So we're very fortunate. And Alexa, I really, truly, I can't remember the last time she was in camp.
Isis, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Curt. Nice to meet you. Excited to be on the broadcast team this year and cover you guys. I wanted to go back to talking about playing with pace. What are some of the obstacles that you encounter playing with pace? Because it comes with, turnovers, maybe shot selection. What are some of those things that, you're anticipating?
Yeah, you mentioned it as a former player. You get it, right? As pace turns up, what's the unintended consequence? And You're going to hear that term from me forever. You know, it's always part of my mantra. What's the unintended consequence? First, I digress to say congratulations. You know, welcome aboard. Love to have you. Love the fact that you guys will be traveling. So look forward to many days ahead. But I think you mentioned, you know, the ones that jump right off the page, right? We have to keep our turnovers low. It's part of our defensive philosophy and why we were the dominant defensive team in the league last year. We believe shot selection and playing with low turnovers is your first line of defense. It allows your defense to get set if you're taking high percentage shots and you're not turning the ball over. So as the tempo picks up, you know, you've got to be careful about empty possessions and turnovers and maybe poor forced shots. We've clipped out in the off season some of our turnover woes in transition. So it's on top of mind, not only for the coaching staff, but players, and where some of our turnovers have happened as we've tried to play fast. It'll be a work in progress. It'll be a work in progress as we try to increase the amount of possessions. And at the same time, we can't get going and playing so fast that we're not getting touches to JJ. We're not getting touches to Bree Jones. We're not getting the touches to people that we want. So there's going to be a fine line. It's easy just to say, we're going to play faster. We're going to play with more tempo. There's still got to be an intent to play through the best players in the world that are on our team.
Absolutely. And in terms of training camp and looking at everyone that's there, players that thrive in transition, that come from colleges that play fast, is that kind of an advantage for them and kind of what you're looking to add to this team?
Yeah, and we intentionally brought some great athletes in that, you know, thrived in the up tempo to see how they would do as they fight for one of the remaining roster spots. Our team is not an easy team to make. Like the majority of the teams in this league, it is just brutal. It is a brutal league to make. And so we have this healthy competition going on already, but fun competition, you know, and fun, you know, a fun environment when everybody's competing, you know, for those very few spots.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Lila, go ahead.
Hi, Curt. Sorry I can't be there in person yet, but good to see you. You know, what has stood out about those players that you've got brought in, you know, specifically, you know, Nia and Jordan through these first few days of camp?
Yeah, really pleased with our draft picks. Nia Clouden is as advertised. She can really score the basketball. I like the fact that she hasn't been sped up. You know, she's played with a pace that she can find success early in camp. That is unusual. The composure, the poise that she has not to get sped up. Now she's going to go through a year of rookie hazing, right? She's going to get bullied. She's small. People are going to try to bully her. And so I'm constantly in her ear that she can't get bullied, and she's a lot tougher than what she looks, but really pleased with her out of the gate. Jordan's doing what she does. She led that Baylor team. She really got them into things. She played fast tempo successfully. She helped space the floor, and then she was a pest defensively. She's a physical defender. She's trying to take charges in the pro game, just like she did in college. Just really pleased with our two draft picks. You know, they've been really, really sponges. They've been good teammates. So I'm really pleased 2 days in with both our draft picks.
And what kind of, you know, is your approach in kind of, you know, integrating them to your guys' system?
You know, baptism by fire right now. You know, like, this is the fun part. The unintended consequence of having a lot of veterans still overseas or not here is you get to throw these guys baptism by fire. They're right in it. They're in major fights. There's in major battles all day long in practice with the guard play that we have. And we don't hide it. You know, like in the media is too savvy right now to understand our salary cap. There's no hiding our situation. And so there's really healthy competition going on.
And Brendan, go ahead.
Hi, Curt. Good to see you. Looking forward to another year. As far as Courtney goes, pretty pretty fun stuff on the team social pages the last day or so of her, and just complete energizer bunny out on the floor and just having fun with it. What has her presence been like? I know you've coached her before, of course, but what's her presence been like here the first few days?
First and foremost, what's so underrated about Courtney Williams is she's really smart, X's and O's wise. She gets it, and she plays confidently and strong with the basketball. She's got a swagger about her that she can score against anyone. It's really fun to have a player that can go get her own shot, create her own shot again. We haven't had that at the wing. Her energy is contagious. It is really contagious to our whole team. She just loves to play. I could still use her to grow, liking to drill. She doesn't like to drill, like we're going to be each other's pain in the butt forever because I want her to drill and she wants to play. But that's the yin and the yang of us. But I will tell you, her swagger, her ability to talk a little bit, talk a little trash, really raises the level of competitiveness in practice. And she just loves to play. She brings more out in everybody. She demands the best. She is on her teammates demanding the best. One of my all-time favorites. Been doing this 32 years. One of my all-time favorites to coach.
And with her addition, I know you don't have your whole group yet. Obviously, it's early in camp, but I'm assuming you're looking forward to the challenge of having a lot of great players. But do you get the sense at all that there's going to be a managing of that? Because we talked about that a little bit last year, just how to manage touches per se or stay in the flow of things. Do you fear that at all, or do you feel your team out of the gate is pretty connected?
You always are aware, and there's going to have to be really honest dialogue in the locker room. And we know JJ needs touches. At the same time, AT's our engine, and Courtney, I believe, always has the ability to be a leading scorer on a team. And then you would be crazy not to play through Brianna Jones, one of the most efficient players in the league. And we haven't even started to talk about DB or Jasmine. So yes, there's always some massaging of those 6 players that are either reigning all-stars or have been an all-star in their career. And then some up and coming young pros around those 6 players who are either reigning all-stars or been an all-star in our league. But that's good problems to have. My challenge is to put the best 5 players on the floor at times. And what does that look like? Maybe some unconventional lineups. Could you have some ginormous lineups on the floor to potentially, in some ways, get your best lineup on the floor? And keeping AT on the floor along with JJ and Brianna Jones. What does that look like? Is all of a sudden DB playing a 2? Is AT playing the point? What combination? So that's what we didn't have the luxury to do last year. As AT came back for the final 2 games of the season, all of a sudden on paper, we wanted to play faster with AT, but we had no practice time with it. We had no practice time playing AT along with JJ and Breezy and Bree Jones. So if we can get into camp and practice some of those things, I really think it won't be perfect. It won't be smooth, but we can, maneuver through and figure out some of the speed bumps that maybe we couldn't address in real time last year in the semifinal series.
I've got one more on Natisha Hiedeman. We spoke to her briefly when she was on, and she mentioned speed, agility, strength are all categories she feels she improved on in the offseason. And I get the sense she's kind of feeding off of Courtney's energy just in drills and also playing in scrimmages. But how has Natisha stood out with another offseason?
Yeah, it looks great again. And last year with Jasmine Thomas and Breon January missing nearly all of training camp, really gave her a leadership role, and I think contributed to why Natisha had such a great start out of the blocks last year, is that she was leading the team. Well, she's right back in that situation again. No Jasmine Thomas, No Breon January for, with us this season. So she's really the guard leader at the point guard position, the extended coach on the floor. And you can just feel a confidence. You can feel that Natisha, is now a seasoned pro, and why she has to continue to fight, scratch, and claw, her way as a pro on rosters. She's really, really grown into a leadership position for us. She's second leading scorer in the point guard position of point guards coming off the bench last year. Only one backup point guard in our league scored more points per game. She had a really nice season last year, and I think she's just scratching the surface, that she's going to get better and better. And she will tell you she's working hard on her strength. She may not look like that, but she really has improved her strength.
She flexed on camera before she left. Yeah.
I appreciate skinny, strong people.
Alexa.
Hey, Curt, with some of your late arrivals, particularly your core, I know when they could return depends on how far they advance in their, various series that they're playing, but what could some of those, like, who might return sooner? Is there anyone you're expecting sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner? Like, any sense of a timeline for some of those players coming back?
I'm crazy transparent, Alexa. You're always going to get it from me, so I'll do the best I can. So Jasmine Thomas has arrived back in the States. We anticipate her arriving at some point this week. We will work with her and be patient with her. So when she will start practicing is to be determined. Good news is she should arrive in Connecticut this week. Beatrice Montpremier's season has ended in Hungary. She's working out some passport issues, and then will return to Miami and make her way to Connecticut. So we hope that she could be leaving Hungary as early as tomorrow. Again, arrival into Connecticut is still TBD, but we could get her back in the States as early as tomorrow. So we're trending in the right direction for both of them. That would potentially then force us into a first cut at some point, maybe at the end of the week, depending on if Jazz and Beatrice can get here. As for Brianna Jones and Alyssa Thomas, who play on the same team in the Czech Republic, they're up 2-0 in the best of 5 championship series for the Czech Republic League Championship. They play game 3, which they will be heavily favored to sweep on the 19th, which puts them on a plane on the 20th to the States. And right now, tentatively, both of them will arrive into Connecticut on the 24th and start their medical testing and physicals and things they need to get through on the 25th before they can practice. So we could have 4 additional people back in the camp, maybe as early as the 25th. So soon, that we're creeping in the right direction, knock on wood.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Alexa, DB and Yvonne Anderson, I can't tell you. No idea.
We're just gonna take one question in the room,
Gotcha.
and then we'll finish off with ISIS. So Matthew in the room.
Okay.
Where are you seeing Courtney's biggest growth as a person? Just from 6 years ago, but from 2016 and now she's a veteran. Where do you see her biggest growth?
She's certainly matured. She's learned, around some great people on how to be a pro. And so, she gets it. I love the fact that Courtney comes to work every day. She loves the game. And so she loves to play. Again, if I could get her to drill a little bit more, we'd have a really love relationship. But it's leadership. It's the confidence that she really understands this league and understands schemes and shapes that this league plays out of. She's really basketball smart, and that's just continuing to grow.
Great, and we'll finish off with ISIS.
Hey, Coach, I had asked Natisha about the mental and physical break that she got from coming back early from Russia. Obviously, same thing with JJ. How big do you think that is for some of those players? Just not to be like I am in Greece waiting for your season to end, like everybody else you just listed, and then going right into WNBA season. Like they have a break to kind of breathe, relax, be with family, and then come and go to work again.
I just repeat just the beginning part. I missed it, just the beginning.
Yeah, I was saying that I asked Natisha earlier about finishing up her season, obviously early in Russia, and just having the break before training camp. Same thing, obviously, with JJ. And just asking you, how big do you think it is for those players to just get that break that they normally don't have?
It's priceless. As much mentally as physically. These players are asked to play year round and they go one season to another. So that we all sacrifice. The game of basketball is sacrifice. We grew up and, basketball season growing up is through holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then you're on travel teams in the summer when you're not in school and away from friends. You sacrifice a ton in the game of basketball. But these pros, the sacrifices go to an extremely high level. They're playing year round. They're away from family and friends, out of the country. They never get their bodies a break. The mental toll that it takes on them, add these last couple of years, the added mental stress of COVID and, bubble seasons and all your testing and all the medical requirements around our seasons. It's remarkable that these guys do what they do. So to be fortunate to have a break that was also not expected, to be able to get around family and friends, to take a deep breath. JJ, that's in the Bahamas and Atlanta, Natisha, that's in Wisconsin, just to be around family and friends. What that does mentally for your mental health is invaluable. It's priceless for them. And the wear and tear on their bodies. And they were able to get off their bodies for a little bit. Bodes well because, man, it is not easy what these guys go through. I mean, every single one of our players that have been overseas, I feel like have had swollen knees this year, and we're getting MRIs sent back to our team docs from foreign countries. And could we read them? Could we not? I'm telling you, nearly everybody overseas has something going on that our medical doctors are looking at back here from their seasons overseas. And it's just wear and tear. It's not an acute injury. It's not necessarily a major injury, knock on wood. It is just so much wear and tear on them day after day after day that they play 12 months out of the year. So for some of these guys that caught a break, that they were able to get home prematurely and be able to be around family and friends and get off their legs and do some recovery, will really help them.